Northcliffe School, a small secondary school in Conisbrough with big ambitions for its 700 students aged 11 to 16. A school with a tradition of care and support for the students. A place where there's always a lot going on. There's a special buzz at Northcliffe now, with a new head, a new investment with much more in the pipeline. But some things don't change. For instance, the school's reputation for music. It's one of the main feeder schools for the famous Doncaster Youth Jazz Orchestra. Some young musicians from here have gone on to full-time musical careers in nationally and internationally known bands. Countless others have enjoyed the fun and camaraderie of music making. For most of these, of course, there's a realistic acceptance that a saxophone can only get you so far in life. There's no real substitute for hard work in the classroom. Head Barbara Thompson puts educational achievement at the top of the agenda.
The exam results this year in Year 11 were significantly improved on the results that the students have had before at Northcliffe. The staff are very caring and they have a good relationship with both parents and students, and I'm really impressed with the way that they work. The resources also at Northcliffe, I think, have a lot to offer. They're the best sort of resources that I've ever worked with in a secondary school. The kind of sporting facilities we've got, the areas of classrooms for language, the facilities in the art area, design technology, and, for example, the music facilities we have, I think, are second to none. The fitness room we had put in the sports hall this term, which is on offer to all students. We will also have refurbished science labs, completely refurbished by September for next year, and a completely refurbished design technology food area for September this next year. We worked hard this term on creating a code of conduct which clearly defines expectations for students, and we've given that message also to parents, so students know, I think, exactly where they stand. The move we've also made with the timing of the school day means that we have a more purposeful and calm atmosphere in school for working.
By the time Year 7 students have arrived from primary school, they and their parents should already know the school quite well, following a series of visits and open evenings.
The aim is to try and make sure that when they actually get here, it's a familiar place for them, that they actually recognise the staff, that they know the way around, that it isn't such an awesome thing for them to actually make that transition from primary to secondary. Once they actually get here, then we actually have to try and put in other structures in place to try and help them support them. The form tutor is obviously very important in that. The year tutor who's got a view of what's going on within the year as a whole, the senior management team, myself, Mrs. Thompson, Mr. Hanson, all get involved to try and make sure that that transition is as smooth as possible. The first stage for any people who's experiencing problems is to talk to the form tutor, and the form tutors at Northcliffe are very active in trying to help students overcome any difficulties that they have. Beyond that, as I said, we've got a year tutor for each year group who works very closely with the form tutors and with the parents to try and make sure that any difficulties that arise are overcome as quickly and as sensibly as possible. For pupils who have learning difficulties, again, we've got other strategies. We've just introduced a reading programme for pupils who've got learning difficulties that we use at what we call our learning support base. And we've got staff who give pupils an extra hour of reading every day, where we've identified that those pupils would actually benefit from that. And they also support numeracy and handwriting and things like that.
In the first 3 years at Northcliffe, that's years 7, 8 and 9, all students follow courses in mathematics and science, English and drama, French or Spanish, history and geography, design technology, information technology, art and music, personal and social education, religious education, and physical education. All of these courses are designed to cover the national curriculum and the statutory requirements for assessment and recording. In most subjects, students are placed in mixed ability groups. The teaching methods allow individuals to work at varying paces and levels. A good place to experience the cooperative atmosphere at Northcliffe is the Information Technology Room. Today, the school newspaper is taking shape. It's been highly commended in a competition run by a national daily. This is really an English lesson, but the pupils are picking up IT skills too.
Within most of themselves, they actually research the articles, so they decide themselves what features they want to include. They don't research and interview pieces necessary. For instance, the post office has talked about the campaign to keep the shutters open. There's a photograph of that, which they take themselves. They also go out and get all the advertisements, draft them out, take them back and get approval, come back in and use the machine for months' time, to the stage we are now, where they're actually starting to take it down the table.
I mean, I've been here a relatively short time, but I think it's got a special place. I think we've just identified more clearly in some ways the sorts of things that we want our students to get from school, and trying to make sure that every student has the opportunity to achieve those things, whether those achievements are academic, and obviously that's a very important thing, whether they're social, whether they're musical, whatever it is, try and make sure that nothing gets in the way of students achieving what they want to achieve in Northcliffe.
My vision for the school includes the kind of moves that we've made this term, which is to do with students being self-disciplined and also understanding the code of behaviour that we have in the school, for students to be hard-working and follow up working at home with things like homework and assignment work, and also to achieve in the many other areas of the school, like musical, creative and artistic, and to involve parents, and for parents to feel quite at home with coming in and discussing anything they wish to, really.
At 16, all Northcliffe students leave with a record of achievement, and they've a wide choice of training and further education opportunities. Later, some go on to universities all over Britain and make an impression in many walks of life. We'll leave you now with the sounds of some who've made a career out of music, playing together once more at a recent Doncaster reunion.
Since that video was made, there's been an enormous improvement to the facilities at Northcliffe School. Doncaster LEA has spent £250,000 on science and technology facilities. We're committed to improving achievement for students, and these are an investment for the future. I'd like you to see them for yourselves.